Leo, these are your cards for September. Leo, for week 1 of September, you have the Ten of Wands. It's the only non-swords card in your reading so far, and it means that you're in your head a lot. So it's something to think about. And when I see the Ten of Wands, it is carrying a heavy burden, but just make sure that the burden is all yours, that all of that burden is yours and not belonging to someone else. The Ten of Wands is getting close to a finish line, getting close to your home, getting close to your goal. Tens are endings, so yes, it is a heavy burden, but you will put it down soon enough. And in week 2, you have the Seven of Swords. And that is lying, cheating, stealing. And the swords cards are air cards, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So lots of thinking, stay out of your head. But yes, maybe there is some sort of underhanded activity going on in your world that you might need to look into. In week 2. In week 3, we have the King of Swords, which is clarity and seeing things clearly. I always say that, but I think, and then I always have to correct that it's the Queen of Swords that does that, but I mean, I suppose it works for both. And King and Queen, there are no genders, so it works. Even though it says King of Swords, it's also both male and female. So, yes. Week 4 has the King of Swords, and week 3 is the King of Swords, and week 4 is the Page of Swords. Curiosity, learning, news. It's also slightly dented because it's come out so much this month. It's the 3rd straight reading that I have done that it has come up, the Page of Swords, so there's something clearly going on with that. Maybe someone's watching you. Maybe you're watching someone else. Definitely some curiosity going on. So, but I am being drawn to the Seven of Swords in week 2. I don't know why, some sort of deception. Okay, he's looking back at the King of Swords. So, you might think that you have clarity, but just be aware. There might be something going on in your world that you don't know about. And you need to get curious about as far as the Page of Swords is concerned. Perhaps something to do with someone younger, because the Page is someone younger, although the King is mature. And they are looking back at the King, so yes, maybe you need to get curious about any kings in your world. I do notice the butterfly on the throne of the King, so clearly there's something to do with transformation. And maybe there's some change coming, and there's some change coming for me as my stomach grumbles. I need to eat. But yes. Lots of thinking, lots of swords. So Let's see what the clarifiers bring, but please think with your heart as well as your head, because you're ruled by your heart. And also meditate, get out of your head as much as possible, because you will be there a lot, it seems, this month, worrying about something or the other. Maybe that heavy burden that you're carrying. Let's see what the clarifiers bring. Please like and subscribe. Leo, these are your clarifiers. Leo, clarifying the Ten of Wands in week 1 is the Justice card. So you need to get justice in with that burden you're carrying. You need to balance out the burden. You need to claim justice with it. How much of it is yours, and whatever is not yours, you need to give it up. Let that part go. Are you taking on too much? Does too much of the burden belong to you when it should belong to someone else? Justice is about balance. It's a Libra card. Weighing your options. Seeing what's fair. Word fair is coming up. The Seven of Swords, the lying, cheating, stealing, deceitful, deceptive card. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight. So what does that mean? The slowest moving knight. That means getting to the bottom of whatever deception is in your world. It might take some time to do that. It might take some time for the truth to come out, but the swords are about truth. The swords are about truth. And the King of Swords in week 3. I keep saying week 4. Because it does show up in week 4, actually, so I'm not wrong. But the King of Swords in week 3 is clarified by the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. Rest. Four of Swords is about rest, relaxing and recovering. And the Four of Cups is about disappointment in some area, perhaps in love, with a King of Swords. Well, this is kind of a heavy reading, Leo. I did not expect this. I mean, the Page of Swords has been turning up a lot, but that's about curiosity, and yeah, so maybe you have to get curious. Curiosity, learning, spying on someone. But the Four of Cups is disappointment, but it's also about mixing all the lessons you've learned and realizing you have all the ingredients with the fourth cup to create what you want, create the life you want. Perhaps with this King of Swords. Perhaps you are the King of Swords. And it comes up again in week 4, the King of Swords with the Page of Swords, clarifying the Page of Swords. So I think that's who you have to be curious about, is the King of Swords. Whomever that is for you, or maybe you are the one you need to get curious about. It's, yeah, there's a lot of swords. It's basically what your reading is about. It's about the mind and getting clear on what you want, what is happening in your world. Is it fuzzy? I mean, I see one little cloud on the King of Swords and 4 on the, or 5, what was that, 6 on the 4 of Swords. But the clouds are parting, like they're meant to cut out the crap and bring clarity. So, it would have been nice to see the Queen of Swords, but because she's all about clarity and straightforwardness, but you need to create that for yourself, because you cannot leave it up to others to create it for you. You have to uncover, get curious, and learn about what deception is happening in your world and suss it out and cut it out. Basically what it is. That is your reading, Leo. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.